What is good, everybody? Welcome to Moon or Dust, episode 33. Let me make sure my camera's in focus. There we go. How is everybody doing? The market's been very weird recently. Why am I not centered here? Let me. Boom. There we go. Okay. Yeah, the market's been very weird recently. We shot up to about, I think it was 64K Bitcoin. Everybody was super bullish, and then we had two back-to-back $2,000 downward candles, and it just shot us all the way down. We ended up bottoming around 58K. Let me share my screen here so we could check where we're at. Present, share screen, and it is this one. Boom. There we go. I'm going to switch to view. Here we go. If we go to, I don't have it up. Here, we are currently sitting at, not bad, just under 60K Bitcoin. Some of the traders I follow people who trade like order flows and all that, and they think we're going to have one more dip before we absolutely moon. I'm seeing other people call for 44K Bitcoin once again. We have a ton of, I don't know about you, Ash, but I'm getting inundated by recession videos all over my YouTube timeline talking about all the data's there. When we get rate cuts, it normally is bearish, not bullish for the markets. I think they're kind of manipulating the data a little bit, or they're misunderstanding the data, if anything, because a lot of what they say makes sense, but they're not. They're just kind of looking at a few factors and saying, "Oh, we're going down because of this." So the market's been in an iffy place. You know, ETH really feels like it sucks, sitting at 2,500. It's not even close to all-time highs. We have a long way to go, almost a 2x to go if we want to hit all-time highs of ETH. Whereas Bitcoin, it's not too far off. Solana just under $140. And then, of course, the one Ton coin, this one got nuked, which we're going to talk about. It's down 20% on the 30-day, currently sitting at $5.42. But first and foremost, how are you doing, Ash?
What's up? Dude, this week was so boring. This whole cycle has been so boring. Like, it just does not feel like it's like the whole cycle was basically from November until March, and then it was just like, okay,
sell in May and go away.
And then it was over. And then the whole summer has just been so boring. Like, it has just been so boring. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's just, this week sucked.
Indeed. We got some of the usuals in the audience. Appreciate everybody. Josen is saying, hit that like button, especially on YouTube, guys. It really helps the algorithm. We need the like button now, as YouTube doesn't show, at least on mobile, no longer shows views. So if you can hit that like button, it would really help us reach a wider audience, which is going to help your bags. We're going to show your stuff, guys. So you're pumping your own bags here. 50% chance Gary is going to get shut down again. He has some real problems handling the future. I'm not sure if you're referring to him getting kicked, because if Trump wins, and right now it's 50-50, I assume that's what you mean, or if you just think the Wells notice, which we're going to talk about, is some BS. But I assume here you're talking about the elections, which hopefully it's not 50-50. Hopefully those numbers are fake. But we will have a pump leading to September 18th, and then dump, in my opinion. We will have okay, you wrote the same to us. Hey, Peyton in the audience. What's good, buddy? Yeah, I mean, I hope we do get a pump. That's what I'm hearing as well. One of the traders I follow think we're going to rock it soon. We're going to have one more dump. We're going to rock it near 70K Bitcoin, and then we're going to have a vicious dump back to like 44. And it's going to break. I think going to 70K, right under all-time highs, and then nuking almost, like, what is that, 40%? That's going to break a lot of people. So this market's not for the faint of heart. We're going to see a ton of recession talk. We're going to see a ton of, bears celebrating on the timeline. But speaking of it, is actually a good time to look at this. I did see this. September is normally one of the worst months. Huss posted this. Now, this is not how the month ends. These are just the biggest corrections of September over the years. You can see the largest one was in 2017, over 40%. But every month we pretty much had a large correction in September. Doesn't mean it's going to happen again, but just good to know. And then if we do look at the actual returns of the month, we have September here. Maybe I'll zoom in so you can see it a bit better. Mostly red. Usually September is a red month if you look right here under September. So Last year it was slightly positive, but overall it is typically red, with the average being minus 4.78% and the median being minus 5.58%. So not the best for September. So prepare for some choppy weather, but hopefully we pull through. If you haven't sold now, I don't think you're going to be selling. So I did also notice the ETF inflows were really great on Bitcoin. The past few days have been negative. And another one I noticed is that, it doesn't matter if I zoom in, is that here BlackRock I think they've only had 2 negative days since they launched. And here they had minus 13.5 million. So that's obviously not good to see. There was more outflows of the ETF than we had inflows. I'm not sure what's behind that. If people are starting to get scared, if maybe the recession talk is getting to them, or if they're just rotating capital. But definitely not good. And ETH has just been a mess. We had one positive day. Outside of that, it's been just a sea of red for the past almost week and a half, going on 2 weeks. Thankfully, on August 28th, which was 2 days ago on Wednesday, we had a green day. If not, it would have been almost 2 weeks of red here. So that hasn't been the best. And the crypto markets have been choppy, like you said, Ash. It's been quite boring. I guess if you're a trader and you understand, you do TA or you're leverage trading, whatever it is, it can be exciting for you since the markets are volatile. We trade sideways, and then a massive move. We just had like a 6K, I don't want to say candle, but a 6K move downwards. And I'm sure we're going to get some upwards and downwards again. So if you're good at TA, if you're good at trading, these are your times to shine. If not, you're kind of just going to be sidelined trying to catch a meme coin or whatever it is. Yeah. Moving on to the first story that I guess rocked people this week was oh my God, they deleted the story. We don't have the story anymore. Oh no, wait, I messed up copying the link. Boom, there's the story with a million pop-ups. The Telegram CEO was lured, I'm not showing my screen, was lured into France and arrested. And obviously the Telegram chain or the TON chain is going to take a hit because of this, because people relate to two, even though technically it doesn't really have anything to do with it. The TON price, like we saw, took a hit as well. It was above $6 for a long time. It was close to $7, and now it is currently at $5.42. So that's really unfortunate for TON holders. I know a lot of the meme coins on there, like Resistance Dog and stuff like that, was getting nuked. Now, they did, if you notice here, it's hard to see, but on the top left, they changed their logo to the Resistance Dog logo because they're resisting this power. And Redo, which is the ticker, but Resistance Dog absolutely pumped on this. So I had this around 100 mil. I took the L. I sold around 80 something mil, and then it went all the way down, I think, to 26. Yeah, right here, 28. And then when they changed the logo, this thing shot up to 80 something. So, if you were picking it up at the bottom here, you did quite well. But yeah, unfortunate to see this happen. All of us use Telegram. We all use Telegram for meme coin trading, and a lot of our groups are on Telegram. What do you think happens, Ash, for the TON chain? Do you think this is going to affect it long term? Do you think they're going to go after the TON chain, or is it purely Telegram and eventually it's going to uncorrelate?
I mean, yeah, isn't it? This is basically about Telegram, but yeah, I think we saw this with other founders that have also gone to jail, also gotten arrested. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely not good. I don't know. It's just weird to see, but now I'm curious as to, because that there's like a lot of Web3 gaming stuff that's being built on TON, and that's been a thing that people have been talking about for a while. Like, what's going to happen there? And I don't know. To me, like I didn't hold any TON. Like admittedly, like I didn't, but it just depends. Like if this guy ends up getting prosecuted or whatnot, but. Yeah, the world is very messed up. Like very messed up, because he's getting what I mean, I'm not trying to get controversial, but he's basically getting like he's getting the Andrew Tate like treatment.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean. And it's true. And it's crazy to see there is an attack. I mean, I guess the argument is, there's no censorship, right? It's all encrypted. He's not cooperating with governments to help them take down some of these organizations. And I think a lot of it had to do. I did see him getting praise when it came to Ukraine and Russia. I don't know what he did there. Maybe a lot of like Ukrainians were using Telegram, and it was like, oh yeah, they have this app. But now when it comes to the war in the Middle East, since he's not doing anything about it and he's not choosing a side, whether it's Israel or Palestine, I don't know. I guess maybe somebody's mad with it. I don't know what it is. I saw like a bunch of conspiracy theories and stuff. They're really not happy with him, and they arrested him, unfortunately. Thankfully, he's out on surveilled release. So I guess like home arrest or whatever, even though it's not his home. Maybe they're keeping him at a hotel or something, a little ankle bracelet on him. But I find it funny that this happened at the same time we got this info, Facebook or Zuck admitting that Meta was pressured by the Biden administration to censor the C word. We won't say it for the algo here during 2021, which, look, we all knew a lot of this stuff with the elections, and they've clearly been manipulating stuff. There was a whole documentary about how they're manipulating things and how the algorithm affects you. I mean, I even saw people talk about like, did you see those viral videos when it was showing like, oh, my comments on Instagram or TikTok versus yours are entirely different?
No, I haven't seen
Okay, yeah,
anything.
I saw these videos where it was like a guy on TikTok. Let's say there's a girl who makes a video, and there's guys in the comments who are being mean, like, oh, this is so cringe. Like a male, you're probably going to see this is so cringe comments, but a female, or it doesn't have to be male, female, whatever, is going to see like, yes, queen, you go girl, killing it. So it's like we get a very different, not only are we being fed certain videos, we're being fed the perception of those videos. So you're seeing like, you're being pushed only negative comments in your comment section. They're all at the top. They're all being pushed up. And even if you scroll, like it lasts for a while, versus me and you and I might see very different comments and be like, oh, the world is reacting different to this. So there's a lot of manipulation just with the algorithm. I don't think they're necessarily doing this on purpose. I think it's just how the algorithm works. As humans, we tend to react more to very emotional stuff. So it's going to push the envelope, and it's going to push you in one way or the other. I just find it ironic that this comes out around the same time that the Telegram founder is arrested. It's like he won't censor anything. He won't give up anything, and he's in trouble. But like they're literally admitting to manipulating like Americans and blocking free speech, which like that's part of your constitution, and no jail time. Like nothing's happening. Even Trump said like, oh, if he does this again, he's going to jail. Like, what do you mean again? Like, can I go rob a bank once? And it's like, you little rascal, if you do this again, you're in big trouble. Like, I don't know. The hypocrisy is insane.
Yeah, I would say this. I don't think that I am necessarily very swayed by social media and stuff that I see anymore, just because of how, in my mind, like I know that things are basically it's all an algorithm. Like it's all about what they're like, whoever they is, like what they're trying to make you feel as like a person. And it's pretty messed up. So it's like it's weird how we're in a world how we're being controlled so hard like this.
I think, I mean, I disagree with you. I think we're both swayed, and it's beyond our control because it's constantly changing. And I think we don't even realize it. The same way, like walking down the street, you see an advertise, you don't process it. You don't actually think about it. But when you see it 15 times, and then let's say I see something for skiing 15 times, and then I think, oh, a sport, I might just randomly want to go skiing even though I never wanted to. Like they're planting an idea. It's like Inception. They're planting an idea in your head without you knowing it. So if you're constantly seeing negative, even though you're trying not to react to it, or you're like, oh, it's just the algo, I think eventually it's gonna subconsciously get to you.
I see it. No, I see it. And like the thing is there it's always like a perspective, obviously. But I wouldn't say that if I see a certain type of thing, like it could be sports, it could be politics, whatever. Like I don't know. I have actually noticed that this has been happening, and I've made a very conscious effort to say like, do I really believe this, or do I think that this is the case because this is what is being shown to me?
Hmm.
But I mean, yeah, at the same time, yes, there is a lot of subconscious stuff that I'm sure gets by, like advertisements and then just random stuff, kind of like what you're saying that you don't even realize. So I can't like, I guess 100% with certainty say that I never, I never am influenced, but who knows?
I feel like you are the minority. That's what Peyton's saying. Yeah, so most people do fall for it. Some people fall for like basic stuff, man. You are a
Well,
deep thinker.
no, this is what I'll say about that is that whenever and I don't want to make this about me, I want to talk about like plays and crypto and stuff, but like, yeah, I definitely think that it makes a lot of sense that when you see certain things, you have to, and it's one of the easiest things about this is when you look at all the propaganda about like, and this is important to us, but like Kamala or Trump or like any of that stuff and how like even I'm sure a lot of people have seen this thing like why are they making such a big deal about who is debating and or who's doing interviews and who's not. They're like, oh well, Trump has done like all these interviews, but Kamala hasn't, and it's like they're trying to give off that message that Kamala like doesn't want to talk to people or whatever. And so it's like even
But
stuff
I
like
believe that. That's something I believe. Like the guy does like a 7-hour thing off the cuff, and then she can't do like an actual interview that's not scripted for more than 15 minutes. Like
well,
there's an
right.
issue there.
Well, right, but like that's not directed towards you. That's directed towards people that may be supporting her. Like
Mm-hmm.
that is a piece of that exact thing that we're talking about is exactly the type of thing that if somebody who may support Kamala sees that's who they're targeting. Like
Mm-hmm.
is those kind of people. So, yeah, I definitely do think more about this stuff. But one other thing also on this is have you noticed how Twitter is these days?
What do you mean?
Like the Twitter algorithm and like the Twitter, like what it feeds you and shit.
I don't think so.
Do you use Twitter?
Of course.
So anytime you like a post, you don't notice that it starts showing you all the posts from that person?
Not like, but commenting.
Yeah, I've noticed that a lot. Anyway, we don't have to talk about this anymore. We can talk about other stuff.
But just to finish on Ton, the chain did go down a few times. I haven't kept up with it to know if it's if what the downtime is, but I saw multiple times where the chain was down. I really missed out on an opportunity to tweet. That GIF of I forget his name now, the actor, but it's like he's being hung and he says like first time. I should have put like Solana logo on him and then the Ton logo. Um, Yeah, and then Sovereign Jawa here saying that shows that in the future countries will likely not tolerate Telegram integrating with a blockchain where Telegram cannot control the flow of funds and does not KYC all wallets. They will demand that Telegram be able to blacklist and halt flows on Ton chain and probably KYC wallets.
Depends where,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it just depends where. And also that would be the same thing basically as a crypto exchange anyway.
but they
Like,
have, yeah, but they have to. Crypto exchanges now, most exchanges I'm on, they all force KYC now.
yeah, which honestly, like people get mad because they're like, I don't want a KYC, but it's like you either KYC or you don't use it. Like that's just how it is. Everyone wants the decentralization, but these days it's like that's just it's not what it used to be when Bitcoin 10 years ago you could send money anonymously basically, and now you can't.
Yeah, if we want to
So
go mainstream, we're gonna have to follow these rules anyways. So
yeah, and what's funny is when I saw people that were talking about the whole like Mastercard crypto Mastercard thing, right? Wasn't that the debit
with
card?
MetaMask,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, people were like, "Oh, I don't like this because I'm gonna have to KYC," and it's like, what do you
Just don't
expect?
get
Like,
the card.
yeah, it's like you either like I'll just do it. Like my thing is it's like for people that don't want to KYC, it's like what are you trying to hide? Are you not trying to pay taxes? Like are you like what is the deal? Like unless you're moving like millions of dollars and you're like a high target type of person, then dude, it's just you like what difference does it make?
Someone in the comments is really upset with you because he doesn't like KYC. He says it's just annoying. I mean, it's the law, sir.
Yeah, like what do you expect, dude? The whole thing is that yeah, decentralization is cool, right? But that's not how the world works. Like the governments and stuff around the world want to have control over everything. And so why would they just say, "Oh no, this crypto thing, we're just going to let everyone use it as we want."
He said, "I like KYC. I don't like your bald head." Yeah, this guy is
Yeah, this guy
angry,
just made it.
bro. Oops. Yeah. Where was I? Moving on from this, Trump finally tweeting about the Trump brothers, Eric and Don, were posting for a while. There was that whole thing with what was the coin now?
What?
RTR, the RTR coin, where everybody thought that's what they were talking about, but they were talking about an actual DeFi project. They were tweeting like the Defiant ones, and then Trump finally comes out and supports what they were talking about, and it's this thing called World Liberty. So I mean, dude, I was shocked we didn't see like a meme coin called World Liberty go to like insane.
There were coins, but they're just not. I think people are burnt. You know, remember ear stays on? Like,
Mhm.
dude, even stuff like that was doing really well. But nowadays I feel like people are only barely buying into new stuff because they're just, you know, they're pissed at how much bullshit has come out for the past couple months.
Yeah, I think I was shocked. I was like, "Yo, is it on Tron? Like, why is there no meme coin on Sol?" I don't know. It was just weird. We're still seeing a bunch of meme coins pop up on Tron. I guess the meta just wasn't there. But I haven't really looked too much into this. I don't think they've revealed too much information, anyways, on what it actually is. All they have is like a Telegram here, and personally, I haven't joined it. The Defiant ones. But interesting to see. You know, he's clearly really leaning into this whole crypto president thing. He even said like he wants to make America the I forget how he worded it, but like the crypto capital of the world or something like that.
I wonder what it's going to be.
But speaking of Trump, we got some more Trump NFTs. I was shocked that they came out and did this. Had they sold out the last collection? I thought they didn't sell out.
I don't know.
But yeah, he came out, he dropped this video. Of course, every single one he's done a video. So there's a few options here. And dude, I missed it. I was pissed that I missed it. If you only bought 5, they sent you like these golden shoes, dude. Yeah, you got these sneakers, unless it was like a raffle. But yeah, buy 5 cards, get the gold sneakers for free. Only $500. I mean, not that free, but yeah, you get these gold sneakers. There was a lot of packages here. 9 gets you 2 pairs of shoes. 15 gets you, I guess, the 2 pairs of shoes. You get these platinum high top sneakers. You get a physical card, 5 of which are going to be signed, and the suit he wore during the debates. I wish it was the suit he wore during the assassination. Imagine you get a piece with some Trump ear blood on it. How much that thing would be worth.
Yeah.
And then there was more. If you buy 75, you get tickets to go to his gala dinner. And then, which if you did this the last few times, it was actually worth because you were able to sell the NFTs even in profit. So you literally went to the dinner for free, or you could probably sell those gala tickets too. And then there's here, buy 250 cards and 2 ultra VIP dinner tickets and 2 VIP cocktails with President Trump. I saw Thread Guy bought this, and then a bunch of people were trolling him saying, imagine you paid $25K for a raffle. So apparently it's a raffle and it's not the actual dinner. But I didn't see raffle anywhere. Yeah, limited to the first 25 buyers of this package. So I don't think it's, unless it's the raffle is limited, which would be weird. Like, why not? People spending 25K, just let them come to the VIP dinner. Yeah. But it was just funny and all. I'm not sure what the supply. I saw somebody said the supply is 350K. Unless I was thinking maybe they mean the entire Trump collection now is 350K total. But yeah, crazy to see him drop another NFT. Last I checked, 17,000 of these had sold.
That's
Meaning
it.
he raised. This was on like the day 2. I haven't checked since. It's been a few more days, but 17,000, and so meaning they raised what's that 1.7 mil.
We're so cooked. This would have sold out. Remember how fast the first one sold out?
Yeah, but it's his 4th collection, dude, and the 3rd one was like 100,000 supply or something crazy.
Yeah, yeah. This is cooked. It's actually this is actually bad for sure.
He's just milking it at this point. But it's funny that he does this, and then one day later, OpenSea gets served with a Wells notice.
Why
that they've been.
OpenSea?
Yeah, I guess because it's an American company.
Yeah.
Like, what are they gonna do? Serve all of us Wells notices for trading NFTs? No.
No, I know, but like, there's other
Blur.
Yeah, there's other exchanges. Like, why just OpenSea? That was one thing that I did want to talk about on this. Is like OpenSea is super irrelevant now when it comes to a lot of this stuff. So like, why them of all?
No, they're not. There's still a lot of trading volume on OpenSea.
I'm
People hate OpenSea, but
pull
like,
up the Dune. I'm gonna look it up.
yeah, here.
Continue.
OpenSea, OpenSea still has a decent amount. I guess in trading volume, it's a lot. It's Blur, but Blur is a lot of like wash trading. Is there a way to turn wash trading off? There used to be a button.
How'd you pull
but
that
a majority of users are still sorry.
How'd you pull that up so fast?
If I write Dune, it's the one that pops up on its own.
Okay.
Yeah, for sales and all.
Whatever. Why OpenSea and not the other ones?
Yeah, I mean, there's Magic Eden. There's, I guess, OpenSea was a big name, right? Or, I mean, it still is, but it was a huge name for the last cycle. And they're pretty outdated when it comes to, all this stuff. So it's probably the one that was on their table for a while now. They probably have a lot of data on it and things that they've done. So I guess that's the one they chose. Now, I saw a lot of people trying to dance on OpenSea's grave, which I think that's a huge mistake. Like, if OpenSea goes down, understand they're coming after every other, Magic Eden's in trouble, Blur's in trouble, our NFTs in general are in trouble. So we shouldn't want this to succeed. We should be supporting OpenSea here and hoping they succeed. And look, I mean, as much as people hate OpenSea, dude, NFTs would not be where they are today if it wasn't for OpenSea. Like, we would have never had the last run if it wasn't for OpenSea. They were the place. Yeah, there was a lot of issues. Yeah, they made a lot of money, and it didn't feel like they were reinvesting it into their platform. But regardless, like, I'm going to support them, and I want them to win here. What do you think's going to happen? Like, let's pretend, because Trump already said he's getting rid of Gary if he wins. So let's pretend the Dems win, and they keep him in, or they make him like, a better position, and they continue this. I assume it's just going to be a fee and not any like shut down operations. But let's pretend, they do. They're saying here that NFTs are securities essentially. Like, what does that mean for crypto? Like, all our Web3 games that are saying, oh, you're going to be able to trade NFTs in our game, what, they can no longer trade NFTs?
Yeah, that would be bad. I mean, yeah, it would just be bad. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, it's pretty clear that there's two sides, and I feel like the Democrats are going to actively try to condemn crypto. They've said it. And so it will be very bad for us, considering that it is a topic, a little bit more of like a topic this cycle. But at the same time, there's a lot of stuff going on. So who knows if the Democrats do get in office, if they're actually going to take it serious, right? Like, who knows if this is on the top of their list of things to deal with, right? We don't know. But I don't know. I mean, if I was OpenSea, like, I would probably just try to mitigate it as much as possible. And if, yeah, like you said, it's like, if there was a fine, like, just pay the fine. But if they're going to try to say that NFTs are securities, then it's a whole different issue.
Yeah. Also, OpenSea is the most conservative. I feel like to defend the Wells notice, they probably are the best to fight it off. Yeah, I agree. And then Sovereign Jawa's here saying you might get some clarity through the court case on what type of NFTs are more likely securities. Then games can design around that. True. Yeah, it's going to take years. I feel OpenSea has banned a lot of NFTs they thought were securities, like Neo Tokyo, with their whole token and investment opportunities. I remember at one point they banned these C-to-5 Vanguards because they thought those gave you access to investments, and they don't. So they undid the ban, but I know they've put general efforts to try to get rid of anything they actually thought were securities. So it's not like they've kind of just been driving blind here and allowing anything to happen on their platform. And then I had missed this comment back to the Trump thing, the World Liberty. If there's an exploit or people lose a bunch of money on World Liberty, it's not going to be good for our bags. I'm in the Telegram. Best guess is it's some sort of yield product or money market. Yeah, I mean, I think it was Eric or Don Jr. They were tweeting about how they were talking about banks and returns. So it would make a lot of sense if it was some sort of yield product. Although I never put my money in that kind of stuff. One I know the team from, and I used to have money in there. It was called yield.app. And I no longer have money for a long time, but I got an email like 2 weeks ago that there's a vote happening on what's going to happen with the rest of the funds. And I go check it, and they made some bad investments with the funds. So like everybody who had money in there got cooked. The lesson is not your keys, not your crypto. Like you should never keep money on any of this stuff. Never keep it on even an exchange unless you're trading, fine. But whenever you can, if you're done trading, like take the money off of there and keep it yourself. Like do not trust these people. It's gonna take years to get your money back.
Dude, we're so cooked.
People aren't buying because retail isn't here yet, and the degen's slowly bleeding out with leverage and meme rugs. Yeah, this is referring back to the why isn't there a World 5 meme coin? Yeah, dude, where people are the longer it takes, man, the longer it's going to bleed us out. What's that classic meme? Like the market can stay bearish longer than you can stay solvent.
Yeah, Bitcoin's dumping again.
Yeah, again, a trader that I follow said we're going to around 57, I think was the low that they were calling it, maybe even lower. And then we're going to go back up. So I might put a long in depending how it looks when we go to 57 or under. Moving on, we were just saying, like why OpenSea and why not any other platform. Magic Eden this week had their Magic Eden terminal where so everybody's calling this like the pump fund of NFTs, but pump fund is to create NFTs. From my understanding, what this allows you to do is mint NFTs. So it's not like a pump fund. It's just like a catchment, which like feels a lot less innovative. It looks like pump fund, I guess, because the homepage of pump fund, you see all the mints happening or you see all the tokens launching. But I don't think they allow you to create NFTs just yet. And I did see a few people saying like, imagine, and there's tools that do this already, but imagine you're able to, create art using AI, create all the traits somehow, and then launch it through Magic Eden. That's probably, something that we're going to have in the future. But people calling it the pump fund, I view it more as the catchment or the Bullex or Photon. Like these tools that track all the upcoming mints, allow you to easily buy them across multiple chains. This does ETH, Polygon, and Base. But yeah, it's nothing like it's cool that they're doing this. Don't get me wrong, but it's nothing crazy innovative. Like we've had catchment for years, where you see every mint happening. So. But people feel a lot safer on a platform like Magic Eden, and you're able to mint these things without having to leave the platform. So it's really cool that they're doing this. Yeah, and then continuing into but that was last week though, right? With their ME token that they're gonna have.
Yeah, but the whales market for it is kind of crazy.
Is it? I haven't checked it.
Yeah, if you go to whales market,
it's trading gems or it's trading the token.
So that's what we don't know, is that the diamonds, it could be either. And that's what I'm like kind of confused about, is like it says like there's a price for, I think it's the token. I actually am almost certain that it's the token.
Where are you looking on Whales Market? Under Points Market or OTC?
Pre-market.
One Want to send it to me?
Yeah, I'm just gonna pull it up.
Oh, okay, wait, I see it here.
So I think it's the token, but we don't know what the conversion of diamonds to the token is gonna be yet.
yeah,
But there's been $600,000 in volume. Do you want me to send this to you?
I have it. I have some. Oh, I'm not showing it. I have some here. Yeah, it's trading between 13 cents and like some of the original sales were like 40 cents, while 80 cents is whoever sold this cooked compared to everybody else. Yeah, so that's interesting to see. Yeah, I haven't gone on Wells Market in a minute, dude.
You want to talk about all these rounds and stuff?
Which ones?
The ones that have happened or not happened in the
Which
past
ones?
6 months?
Oh,
Kind of like how you popped off about nodes.
yeah. Oh, Bolex is on here too. Oh, but there's no trades. I Hamster Combat on here too. I saw Hamster Combat is launching their token on. Speaking of Telegram, is launching their token on September 26th. I wonder how that's going to happen because that thing was botted to hell.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird thinking about like, well, it depends on if you want to have this conversation or not, just about rounds and stuff. Because you made that post the other day where you talked about how node sales were basically a scam.
Yeah, most of them. Some of them, I think are like I wrote in a post. I don't know how Gonzilla nodes are going to turn out. Unfortunately, we can't talk about the details because of the NDA. I think it's innovative, or I like what they're trying to do. I don't know if innovative is the right word, but they're doing something different. The way the coins are distributed, it's really going to be dependent on the success of the game. And I like what they're doing. They also don't have tiers. Yeah, basically the reason I wrote this is because I got approached by like 4 different projects this week, and they're trying to raise an insane amount of money. They do not care about the returns. They don't even know. I'm like, oh, where do people break even? They have no idea. They haven't done the math. All they know is how much they're going to raise. And I started thinking about it. I'm like, wow, this is just a fancy way of them pre-selling you tokens at crazy high valuations on day one and getting all the money on day one.
Yeah, literally. I mean, I think that's what's starting to happen is that it's almost it reminds me of the NFT, like what was happening with NFTs where people were buying and giving money to something and there was no explicit, hey, you're getting a return on this, but people just assumed that they were going to get some kind of return on it in one form or another. And in this market, I think a lot of people need to realize that on basically any round or anything that you give someone else money, you're you have to understand and you have to pay attention to what is going on. Like, are these people trying to help me make money or am I buying into their thing? And like those are two completely different things, which is why I have personally wanted to keep as much capital as I can and just trade the market freely because I've hated putting money in the hands of other people and being let down over and over and over again. I've seen it with NFTs, it's happened to me with rounds. And at this point, and I think this is like something that's starting to happen, I'm just like, dude, like I would rather just hang on to this money on my own and I'll trade it. Like I feel like the money's better in my hands than trusting someone else.
Yeah, there's a few projects I wrote to, like, guys, when are you launching your token? Without calling anyone out, like one of them was supposed to launch in Q2. Like we're in the final month of Q3 here, and I'm like, you haven't launched yet. Give me some details. If not, I want a refund. Like this is a joke. Yeah. But was there any deals in particular you wanted to call out, or
No.
okay? But yeah, I mean, I agree, dude. But I get their end too. Like the market's rough. There's no hype. I mean, it's probably a problem with their product as well, right? If nobody cares about it, it's not just because the market's down. It's because there's no hype. Like, I don't know. I think when Gunzilla launches their token, I think it's going to do well, regardless of the market conditions. Obviously, there's more optimal times for them to launch, but no matter when they launch, like I think that's going to be a $1 billion token. So, which will be great for my fantasy draft with the Alpha Wolves, but unfortunately, I don't have the investment. So I'm just reading some of the comments here. Liquid tokens is better. Many good opportunities under 100 million FDV. Do you mean like buying a secondary? Is that like a site? What's the best NFT marketplace at the moment? I mean, it depends what you want. Also, what chain? Like if you're trying to trade on Bitcoin, Magic Eden. For ETH, I personally still use Blur. But yeah, Solana, Magic Eden. Yeah, it really depends what chain you're trying to trade on. I don't use OpenSea just because they only show their own prices. There is OpenSea Pro though, but for some reason I never think of that. I can't wait to get X copied on Mint Terminal. All these low IQ greedy ass Web3 founders really show zero respect for us retail investors' intelligence. Yeah. I mean, I think some of them also rushed into it. You see an opportunity, everybody's like, "Oh, Portal popped off. I want to throw money into something." They see an opportunity, they raise, and then things take a lot longer. Like a lot of these gaming projects, good example, Dimensionals, right, which we spoke about last week. When I originally talked to Sash, he thought their game, or at least their alpha, would be out within like 3 months, and then it ended up taking way longer. Liquid tokens equals post TGE token trading. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Where you don't do the investment, you just buy it on the secondary. A lot of tokens, especially when they announced the like, oh, we got Coinbase and they've popped off. Yeah, a lot of them recently have been good buying on secondary straight out off the launch. Hustle here saying Portal ruined early rounds this cycle. Yeah, I on my post about nodes, somebody wrote Zai was the portal of nodes. So like people cooked on Zai for nodes, and everybody started throwing money into nodes because they're like, oh, look how well Zai did. And it's the same thing for Portal with the token rounds. Expectations were blown way out of proportion for every project file. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, okay, that's what you meant. Yeah, like Pirate Nation. There's a few other tokens where if you got in, they announced Coinbase and it popped off. I'm really hoping that happens for something like Super Champs, where they have Coinbase as an investor, where they're one of the top base projects. So I hope they can lock it down. Moving on here, there's a few more things I wanted to talk about. This one's more like a for me kind of one. Like I don't know if anybody cares about this, but I did see Sam Spratt posted about the 1 year anniversary. Crazy that it's been 1 year since the Monument game. With his Masked 1 year anniversary. So I'm just waiting to see, like, dude, is he going to do a burn? Because his skulls, the skulls of Lucy or Lucci, sell for like crazy amounts. And this was such a stable collection. I should have just picked one up a while back, but it was sitting at 6.4. Somebody bought 2 of them. Now the floor is 9. It's a fake floor. There hasn't been any sale, but it'll be really interesting to see if he actually does a burn. And it ends up being like a unique collection, like this one, where every single skull is unique. I mean, the last sales on these were like 55, 70 ETH. I know there was also some OTC ones that were even higher than this. So it'll be interesting to see, and maybe that would spark like some sort of art meta. But yeah, to be determined. And then the last, I guess, NFT related story before we go into the token ones. I saw that if anybody cares about this still, I don't know, Other Side is doing their second Project Dragon test. I don't know. I'm so numb to this now. Like when they announce this stuff, I'm just like, yeah, okay, cool. Like, I don't know. Personally, I kind of lost all interest in this. It's just taken way too long, which it should. Games take incredibly long to develop something good. But I always go back. NFTs have been doing decent recently. Apes were at like 9 and now they're at 13.5. I posted that I'm looking to buy a new PFP. It got great engagement. Shout out to Gojira. Those guys showed up on that post. But yeah, I've been considering obviously Pudgy and Ape. The Ape floor has been doing decent, dude. There was some really nice ones for sale. I think my reluctance here is it's a mistake, in my opinion, to buy an NFT purely as a PFP. I tie my brand to it, and then when it comes time to sell, like it's very difficult. But yeah, I've been considering Apes, but I like that Apes are I feel they're very detached to Other Side now. Like nobody, I don't know. Do you still relate Bored Apes to the Other Side, or are Apes back to just being Apes to you now?
I don't even think about it much anymore. Like There was a certain point when everyone kind of felt like they were like, whatever's next for Yuga is going to be big because everything was always exciting. And I just feel like I never see apes anymore on my timeline. I never see anything that they're doing. Um, it's like all the PFPs that I see are just miladies and stuff, and then just random influencers and stuff that I follow. It's like I feel I know what you're saying where it's like you're numb to it. I just feel like the space is showing its true colors in the sense that because and I will say that I'm a part of this as well. So I'm not gonna like sit here and say that that's not the case, but it's like what about their game have like should I be excited about when I don't really know that much about it? And then also if if there's not anything that is tradable, then like what difference does it make?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Sorry, I was just reading the comments here. I get it what you're saying. I mean, I've still been considering things even like a pudgy, but yeah, the other world thing, yeah, it's kind of at the point where it's like, who cares? And I think one mistake that a lot of, especially games, and this is something again, Dimensionals and some other projects. Whenever I talk to a game and they're like, "Oh, we want our NFTs to go to gamers. We're trying to build a community." I'm like, "Dude, gamers don't want NFTs. They don't want your Genesis Pass that's worth $5,000. Like they're going to dump that thing so fast. What you should be doing is leaning into whales and speculators, especially if a lot of projects care about their floor. If you want a good floor, you need to placate to the whale speculators and you need to give them money, whether it's an airdrop, whatever it is. You need to treat them well and plan it long term. And I think there's a very big disconnect where they thought like, oh, the apes were going to be on the other side. We're going to be making so much money on our land. And then it kind of just grew apart so much. But I personally like that they're disconnected now. Apes and other sides should be completely separate. And I like the club mentality of apes. Like, dude, I liked it was like a Rolex. It was like, it was like wearing a Rolex, dude. You had an ape, it was worth a lot of money, and everybody was like in awe of that you owned this $100,000 PFP and you didn't care. And now it's kind of, I had mentioned in the past, it's like Rolex, they only sponsor the F1, sailing, and tennis. Like there's a reason they don't sponsor other sports, right? It was the same thing here, but they kind of went off and they started doing all this gaming stuff and they introduced 50 million new assets. And it kind of just all fell apart. Back on the node thing, true. Xi nodes, Aether and Xi, the only ones that ended up being solid long term. Everything else is garbage. Nodes, yeah. Sash rugged all of us. Very poor excuse in his post, to be honest. It was unfortunate. A lot of people were pissed. Look, I know the guy IRL. I lost $2,000 on it, but I bought it, so it's my own bad. Question for Ash: what's your backup plan if Kamala Harris wins the election year? Yeah, are you scared, dude? With like the capital gains, unrealized capital gains at 44% or whatever, or raising cap gains to 44%, unrealized capital gains tax. Like, are you scared at all?
I don't think that any of that would ever pass. And I feel like it would be way too hard to calculate. So that's first and foremost. Like I don't think that that would realistically happen. And then the other thing is that if Kamala Harris wins, like let's just put it like this. The past 4 years, the market has not been that bad. The stock market is at an all-time high and the market is doing really well. It's inflation that's really bad. Obviously, like what's happened is there's like a decoupling from the stock market and crypto, but not in the way that we wanted it to. So the thing is that the stock market may continue to do well, even with Kamala Harris, but will our market be at more of stake? And I think that's like the concern. Whereas like with Trump, he's pushing for crypto, like there would be a lot of speculation on it. It would be good, and our bags would probably go up. I feel like the markets themselves would not nuke if Kamala was like if she gets elected, but I just think that it would put a lot more stress on crypto, and I think it would become a lot harder to make money here, probably.
Yeah, especially that she plans to keep Gary.
Yeah, like
It's going to be rough. So I'm just pulling up some links for the next topic, and boom. Moving in more into some coin stuff. Here we go. We had the NVIDIA earnings, which a lot of people look towards for AI tokens. Here, the earnings came in higher than expected. They made more money than expected, yet the stock went down in price. So I get, maybe people think it's top. Maybe they think they're not going to be able to beat it. And a lot of AI tokens were going up. It always happens. They go up leading into the tokens. So it's interesting. I mean, it's hard to judge this right now because the entire market is down. But a lot of AI coins are down double digits, near 11%. Artificial Superintelligence Alliance, what a name, almost 12%. Render down almost 12%. BitTensor, Tau, which is down 11%. Let's just look at the overall market here. I got to switch to top coins. I just want to see, are they down double digits? So AI seems to be taking a bigger hit. Let's switch to gaming. Or I went to memes, to gaming here and see. Yeah, gaming in general not going down as bad. So yeah, AI coins taking a hit after the earnings, which is typically, buy the rumor, sell the news. Even though the earnings were positive, it's unfortunate to see it all go down. Also, we had Sony with their Sonium. They launched their test net. I don't know if anybody cares about this. Like, I feel like nobody cares, dude. We're just like,
Yeah.
oh, cool. Yeah, welcome.
I just think it's because like people are tired of alts. Like people are tired of different things like this. Like if Coinbase has Base, like this is exactly how I view it. If Coinbase, which is the biggest crypto exchange in the world, has Base and nobody's even using that, like people use it, right? Like for NFT, like there is stuff on there, like, but I'm saying generally it is not the place where everybody wants to be like doing stuff. It is getting better, but then why would people care about Sony? Like, and I get it. Like, they created they have cameras and they have the PlayStation and they have all that kind of stuff. I think it's one of those things that we've been bamboozled so many times that people are just kind of like, yeah, whatever.
Okay, wait. The 25% unrealized gain tax is only for net worth of 100 million plus. But imagine what happens. Yeah, I think it starts there, and then they bring it down and down and down, and then they come for everybody's money. They come for middle class and stuff. Also, you're going to get a lot of net worth individuals who are just leaving. They're just going to leave America, and that's going to be horrible for the country. Here, just on what we were just talking about. Also, apparently, there's no token for Sonium, so no speculation. Really interesting. But yeah, I agree. There's too many L2s. Like, who gives a shit? It's cool to see Sony here and all, but imagine this was in 2021. Though, everybody would have been like freaking out. Yeah. Then earlier this week we had Bullex. They released their Tron. You could trade Tron coins. It's not, you need a special link, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you posted your link. So you need a special link. It's not just available to everyone. So you need to go through one of these guys. But cool to see them get it up so quick. Tron coins have lasted longer than I thought, but I guess that's the case when you have a billionaire putting hundreds of millions of dollars into it. After that, we had Abstract announced their global wallet, which is going to let you sign in with your socials, fund your wallet in seconds, and seamlessly use apps without having to install extensions. This is the one that's partnered with or under now Pudgy Penguins. You can see the Pudgy replies here. Look, it's cool. If we want to onboard the masses, we're going to need these tools, right? People don't want to create stuff with seed phrases. They want to create stuff with the same way they log into anything. But you better make sure, if you're logging into your wallet with your Google account, you better make sure your Google account is secured. You have two-factor authentication. You have a good password. Your computer is secured, because that's going to be a way you get absolutely wrecked. So somebody hacks your Gmail as opposed to like figuring out your seed phrase. But cool to see another product like this. I mean, I know there's a few who are developing it, but great to see them doing it. And then I guess the last story of the day was Crypto Stash came out with this video A lot of work, dude. 30-minute video. Like he must have done a ton of research here, talking about Shrapnel. Like they had the lawsuit and the token. I don't know if anybody here follows it, but the token has been pretty much down only. Very unfortunate. Even the operators as well have been quite down only. They're currently at 0.02. I think at one point these were approaching 0.3 with all the token airdrops they were getting. And the team would always say, like, there's going to be future airdrops. There's going to be future airdrops. But yeah, look at this token, man. It pumped, and then went near 40 cents. It has been down only. And there's still a ton of unlocks. And it came out like the team was, I guess look, I'm kind of quoting what Stash says here, but the team, I guess, I don't know, they were some not loans, but yeah, they were dumping tokens themselves or something, and they were using it to pay back. So it was so much sell pressure on the token itself, and there's like a battle on who owns the IP. Overall, it's just, I don't know. Do you feel this project's cooked?
Wait, was that like an expose? I didn't see this.
Yeah,
He went on like a whole thing.
30 minutes showing. He's showing how much here. He starts off showing how like a ton of left and the lawsuits, what's going to happen. He talks about like how the team had been dumped. Yeah, stuff. Like he put a lot. Dude, this was a ton of work. Like he crushed it with this video.
I need to watch this.
Yeah, no, it's definitely worth watching. And the other thing, which is fun, he also had a video just on Off the Grid. I think Shrapnel was already under a lot of pressure because Off the Grid was kind of coming in to eat their lunch here. So yeah, but it's just unfortunate. I don't know, dude. I'm happy I dumped all my my Shrapnel a while back. It just kept going down and down, and I wasn't willing to keep holding. And there's like a lot of unlocks. What's the circulating supply versus max supply? Like,
when did he post this?
Wait, 8% only? That's crazy, dude. There's a ton of dumping coming. I posted this on August 27th. I'll just send it to you, or it's in the document.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't find it. Yeah. All right. I'll just click.
Gorilla sold the top. Yeah. True. I had made I had made a video. I should try to find that video. I had made a video because I had bought the tokens and the NFTs. And then I wish I play tested the first week because there was people talking about how early it was. And I missed selling the top there. But I tested the second week. And I live streamed it actually. And in the live stream, I was like, yeah, this game is much earlier than I thought it would be. I thought it would be way further along, especially having played Dead Drop. I thought it would be way further along. And the first thing I did when I got off stream was I sold my Shrap tokens and I sold my my operators, which ended up being the right move. I thought maybe I messed up because like 2 weeks after I sold, there was a small pump. So I was like, oh, maybe I messed up here. I sold too early, but then it went down only. I did try to trade it at one point, and I just, like I said, I took the loss there. That was a small, like 6% loss or something, nothing crazy. But yeah, glad I got out. I forgot I had done that, and I made that video saying like what I'm buying and what I'm selling. And in the video, I say I dumped, and I'm like, yo, I'm friends with them. I don't want to be fudding them. I was fudding them, and I knew this was coming. Yeah. I gotta find that video, what I'm buying. But yeah, I think that's it for the stories unless you had anything you wanted to cover.
No, I know I've been looking back at my dog. He's been not
How's he doing?
He's doing okay, but he hasn't pooped in a couple days, so I'm gonna have to deal with that.
Yeah, so I'm just trying. Oh yeah, here's the video. Where I talk about what NFTs I'm buying and then what I'm holding. So this is my pet hooligan. Dude, that one turned out great. Pixelmon got absolutely wrecked. Thankfully, I sold a bunch before the airdrop. And then operators, what were they at? They're at 0.1 here, but I had already sold. And then the token as well. What was the token at? 26 cents. And they're currently at 2 cents. 90% down, baby. Let's go. I called the top. Gorilla is gaming NFT expert. I should follow his trades. Like I follow Nancy Pelosi. Not always, dude. Like look, Pixelmon. I mean, I was working with them too. I thought it would be much better. Unfortunately, they were overvalued compared to the airdrop that they were able to give people. I sold 50%. So, and then I took a 50% or even more, a 60% loss on half of my holdings. So, I don't always do it well, but like Goat Gaming, I'm up, and I think the airdrop's going to be good. I saw that Goat Gaming NFTs have been dropping. Let me pull it up here. Yeah, Goat Gaming, I saw they were at what, 0.13. I think the airdrop's going to be worth more than the NFTs are worth right now. So I have 30, and I don't plan on selling. I'm going to hold through the airdrop. The other one is the Tennis Champs. These I started talking about at 0.07. So a nice 3.5x right now. But like these two, I'm just full staked. I've been farming the campaign. I think I'm in I gotta step it up. I took a few days off, and because of that, I got bumped out of the top 10. I'm 11th of like 200,000 people, but you could see I have 40 million points here. I've been daily farming this thing. So, you know, they say you got to believe in something. So this is what I'm trying to believe in. There is one more that I hold, Infinigods. I'm up on these two. I bought at 0.14. I bought a little late, 0.14, but they're currently at 0.22. I have 10 of these, so I'm up here too. But you know, I get lucky too with some of these trades. You know, I didn't want to FUD. I was FUDing. Wait, cover ASIC and FSI. These are on. We had the collab with these, but to be honest, I didn't really have time to look into them. How'd they do? What was the min price on these? I don't know enough to cover these, to be honest. Fudding is caring is loving. Damn GG. And then we've been cooking on Champs and Goat. Yes, sir. And I don't know if you hold Infinigod's hustle, but they've been doing well. Yeah, dude, I wish I can give you more info on FSIC. But yeah, unfortunately I cannot. I'll talk to the team though, because I know the people handling it, cool guys. So when they're working with stuff, typically like I trust it a lot more. Looks cool. I'm interested to see what happens here. But yeah, I'll do some research into this and find out more about it. The first pre-miner for fractal Bitcoin native tokens. Yeah, okay. Callie had covered a lot of this fractal Bitcoin stuff. I kind of just ignored all of it, but I'll look into it and see if it's something cool I can cover. Yes, sir, I do. All three of those are doing solid. Yes, we hold the same bags. We got to talk before, like, yo, what bags are we going to pump next? Yeah. Anyways, I think this is a good place to end it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We do this every Friday at 10:30 till 11:30 a.m. Eastern. I will be traveling to Token 2049 in September in Singapore. So I'll see how that goes for the show. We might miss an episode, but I'll try to find a studio and get in there. But I wasn't planning on bringing my camera or any of that gear. But yeah, I appreciate everybody for coming in and showing up for us, showing us support. If you could hit that like button, it helps the show get an even wider audience, which is going to pump your bags, guys. But yeah, appreciate everybody. Follow us both on YouTube and Twitter. We drop content all week. We cover NFTs, crypto, gaming, and Ash makes some funny skits, and I FUD projects. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Going to end it here. Let me just plan with the outro video. So I got to hit end stream first, and then I'm going to hit the video, hit my